In a world where the podcast multiverse is a concept about which we know frighteningly little, two dudes must become something greater than themselves, something elemental, something terrifying, a podcast. With great podcasting, there must also be great responsibility. To show the multiverse that it's full of people ready to believe in good. The multiverse will hunt us. They will send the dogs on us, because that's what needs to happen. But it won't be ready to hear from us. Not us, united. Well, Michael, did you take the man's advice and didn't chase any rainbows?
I didn't chase any rainbows, no sir.
Oh, wait. It's waterfalls.
Oh, we messed up. It's over. Don't go chasing waterfalls. That's all I know of the song.
Beautiful start to our episode. I love it.
Yeah. So, Nick, let's give the people what they want and give the people how did this come about that we are reviewing The Other Guys? Like, whoa.
For sure. It started very organically. It was with me mentioning The Other Guys, and you were like, I haven't seen that movie. And I was like, LOL, what? And you're like, I haven't seen it. I was like, oh.
Cool, new podcast.
It's a movie we love, dude. It's a movie we love.
You were very adamant.
Haven't seen it.
You're like, we love it already.
Movie.
Like, Michael, you already love this movie, and you haven't seen it. I'm like, okay, I guess I do.
And it's just, it's a film that must be seen. I mean, a lot of people will say Will Ferrell, the quintessential Step Brothers, Talladega Nights, Anchorman.
Other movies.
I go, Other Guys, no matter what.
Okay. Nick, is this your favorite Will Ferrell movie?
Oh, 100 and Nicks out of 10. This is.
You heard the Nick here first.
No, The Other Guys is a classic buddy cop comedy starring, just the obvious two that you would put together, Will Ferrell and Marky Wahlberg.
Marky Mark.
This is pre-Wahlberger Mark Wahlberg. I mean, this guy
different
was
man.
ready. I mean, a different man.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell he was just a peacock and he was ready to fly.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And he flew.
Oh, there's a peacock, I think, at the end of the movie where he goes caca.
Spread his beautiful wings and he flew in this movie. I honestly was like, Mark Wahlberg with Will Ferrell, this is going to be one of those things where one of them's funny and one of them is super not funny. Mm-hmm. And he goes toe-to-toe with Will Ferrell. It's insane.
Yeah. I think I told you this before the podcast. I don't know if I had a preconceived notion of Mr. Will Ferrell. I didn't, I'll be honest, I didn't care for him too much.
That's okay.
I like Elf movie, Christmassy, but a lot of his, I mostly know him for his newer stuff, and then I think I was really, I just didn't like him when he came onto The Office.
That's fair. I think a lot of people didn't like him on
The
Office.
So I think that kind of gave me like a, and look, this is gonna spawn 3 more episodes. Because I haven't seen Step Brothers.
Wow.
I haven't seen Anchorman.
Really?
And I've seen 10 minutes of Talladega Nights.
Oh, my goodness. Wow. Dude.
So.
There's some bros out there that are just quoting back and forth, and they're like, this guy has not seen any of those movies. Mm-hmm. Good Lord.
Yeah, that phase of movies jumped right over me. I think I was just slightly too young to hit those.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so date yourself for me. Did you grow up with like Superbad?
Yeah.
Okay. So you still could like kind of watch Superbad. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it came out around the same time, so it's not like it's
Superbad still kind of like your age when you watch it.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing versus Anchorman being a very like
it's more
it's
adult.
Peculiar, adult film for you.
Yeah, it was definitely like Napoleon Dynamite, which is probably still like around your time, right?
You watching Napoleon Dynamite makes a lot of sense to me. His dance moves.
Let's just say iconic.
Yeah.
So I think just this whole. I also think comedy is actually one of my weaker genres of movies that I've seen.
Interesting. That is something I can help you with.
Yeah.
You've come to the right guy.
You're gonna. So I just think there's a big gap in my movie watching, and that's has to do a lot with comedies.
Yeah. I just
want to cry.
You do like to feel your feels.
Yeah.
I will say though that comedy is much of that feeling. It just doesn't feel like it because sometimes comedy is very just crude, and you're just like, come on.
Oh yeah.
This is stupid.
This to its credit could dip into like this is so dumb, and just to be dumb, like not to bash the guy because I actually like him, like Adam Sandler, like a lot of his movies like Grown Ups and all that where it's just like this is just dumb for dumb's sake.
Yeah.
But like I don't know, it's such hard to define. But the other guys is dumb, but smart's sake.
Yes.
Where it's like okay, you're making a dumb joke, but you know why you're making a dumb joke. It just makes sense.
Yeah, it felt like it was a parody of things that could actually really happen. I mean, it ties into some like real things for sure, but you know, the idea of the accountant cop, you know, who has to now like, you know, start to
it's completely like unbelievable. Like everything that happens is like this is not how this could happen.
Yeah, it's like perfect events.
Yeah. But like
it's extreme.
I going through. I'm like, I noticed so many lines because people quoted them, and so I'm like, okay, this is where this is from. So yes, I texted you a few of them, and boy, was I having a good time.
Yeah, they're amazing. There's some absolute just insane, and there's some great cameos in this film.
Yeah, dude, the cast.
Yeah. Michael Keaton's actually maybe one of the best characters in the entire film. Ironically, like you're sitting there just like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, why is this feels like kind of a heavy hitter for like 6 lines, but all 6 lines are just absolutely he just owns it. Like he you know it's and don't get me wrong, I want to free you from the burden of feeling like you have to like Will Ferrell. Not that you probably were ever feeling that, but I do think there's some sacredness to him that people need to kind of let go. I don't think he's the funniest man alive. I think he basically does this stick, and that's about it. I'm gonna be honest. Like this is like his. I don't understand what. He's a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
I will say though that like to some people, that's exactly what they go to comedy for, is like do the same things with a new skin on it, kind of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
I think he's kind of from that era of like Chris Farley.
Sure.
Chris Farley was the same. Chris Farley's legend, legendary. Love the guy, but
he did the same.
His thing was going to be like, I'm super fat and I'm hilarious, you know? And there's people who have kind of taken it's like, and in their defense, if that's what gets you
millions of dollars, yeah, dude. If I'm Will Ferrell, I'm doing the exact same thing over and over again until
people
it stops.
like when I'm just kind of this like pseudo think I'm smart, but I'm not really smart comedy. It's hilarious. I mean, that's what Anchorman is all about. It's a man who's stuck in the time that he's in, and having to come to like realize that he's gonna have to grow and mature, even though he seems like he's got perfect hair, perfect mustache, looks as though he's very mature, but is not, and has to come to terms with that. That's basically every one of his characters.
I don't think I'm, and I think I am coming to terms with like I'm trying not to blame Will Ferrell because like I don't think it's his fault. I think he's being typecasted and culture-wise. Because like I look at someone like Jim Carrey, and he's a comedic actor, but he's an amazing actor. Like Eternal Sunshine is
absolutely
is great.
Yeah.
And so like when he acts,
but he wants to diversify.
Yeah.
That's
so like
his thing.
Yeah. So like Will Ferrell, I don't know. I don't think he has a lot of like really like serious.
He made like a serious film, and then people are like, and he's in a new show.
Yeah, with Paul Rudd, which is like super
supposed
serious.
To be really,
apparently.
Yeah. Maybe we should watch it, and then we can be like, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
This guy. I think he can act.
Oh,
I
no,
just think,
no doubt. He can act better than both of us.
I just think like, hey, I can make all of the money doing this, or I could risk it and maybe not make as much money. What am I going to do? I think I'm just going to do this.
Right.
And he has made arguably some of the best comedies of like all time. So
yeah, I've just now seen one of them.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say that to be like, I'm not this Will Ferrell like.
Oh yeah, some
Ride or
like
die.
yeah. I think there are some people like that where it's like you don't like Will Ferrell. It's like whoa man, you are like don't even know what comedy is.
Yeah.
This person I just invented like sitting.
His name's Chad.
His name's Chad. Hey, I'm Chad. And,
Carne asada.
yeah,
dude.
carne asada, dude. You never seen Anchorman? What's up, dude? Like, let's go to the theater right now. It's playing at my theater because I own the theater, or my dad owns the theater.
Yeah.
I mean. Anyways, Chad, can you get out of here real quick?
Yeah,
sorry.
Chad, you're a little too gnarly. For
Michael's
us,
back
my guy.
now. Sorry if I left the room for just a moment.
I love it.
I would just like to say, Nick, I'd like to also announce that this is a movie that we love.
Oh, let's go.
It's I don't think I love it as much as you do, but I would. This is definitely like a comfort. Like if I'm gonna throw this on in the background on a sick day, or just to like be like, well, let's just have some fun with the boys.
Yep.
I could imagine watching this movie with like you and a few friends and just being like, huh, look at this
Throw it
guy.
on for like a game night or
Yeah.
something. Oh, it's yeah.
Yeah,
It is. It's I'm trying to think of like a meal where it's like it's not the best food you'll ever have, but you know it's reliable.
Like a fast food or something, like a burger and fries.
This is getting Mickey D's for a game night. You know, just like
Little chicken
You know
nuggies?
what I need? I need a McDouble
Mickey
with a
Dub.
McChicken and then a
Mickey
McDouble after that. That's what the other guys is.
Jeez.
I go ham.
Just gonna casually eat 2,000 calories
Oh, easy.
with a McFlurry on the side, baby.
Hey,
You gotta wash it down.
Irish and Italian, whatever that means.
Double eyes. That's what
what
we
I
call.
am.
What's what we call in the business? The double eyes.
The double eyes, baby.
That's yeah.
From the boot, drinking the boot. Am I right? Let's
Yeah.
go. I don't know if the boot's an Irish thing. Damn it. I don't know.
The boot.
The boot. Oh, wait. That's German.
Das Boot.
Dang.
Hmm.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we did it.
Sorry, Irish ancestors.
I just think like I'm gonna need you to kind of direct me here on some of this.
Oh,
Where
100%.
like I'm just like, man, there's so many great lines. I've kind of forgotten all of them though.
Okay, so let's start with the spoiler free.
Sure.
Why we love this movie, but let's go with what would you, given that you love it, what would you rank this movie?
See, ranking is hard for me because it's like I do love the movie, but it's not
execution
perfect.
wise.
Yeah, execution wise, where it's like, okay, I kind of knew what was going on,
Sure.
and like it is just fun. So I am gonna give it like an 8,
Yeah, that's fine.
but it's still a movie I love
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's just like this
Well,
is
and
fun.
That's how we've described some of the movies that we love
Yeah.
anyway. It's like everyone's going to say this is a 6, but to us, we still elevate it because there's some extra ingredient that we're experiencing with this film.
Mhm.
Okay, perfect. I would say the same thing. Like I don't think this is a 10 out of 10 movie.
Sure.
There's things that definitely could be changed,
hmm
but I just think like,
Man, it's fun.
oh, there's just some absolute crazy scenes that are just like, yeah, iconic in some ways.
I texted Nick, and I said, "Could I say another movie was iconic, much as we said in our second episode, Independence Day was iconic?" And I stand by that. But I think going through many scenes of this movie, I'm like, that was iconic.
Oh,
And so I just had to ask him, could we bring back iconic?
always. I hope we bring it back again.
Yeah.
We're in the multiverse now, man.
Yeah, that means multiple movies can be iconic.
And luckily, the multiverse is a concept in which we know frighteningly little.
Yeah.
So, who knows?
Yeah,
We could
we
keep
could-
biter up iconic.
We could be completely different people from season 1.
We could.
And then who knows?
Yeah. Peter 3.
Peter 3. And this is Peter 3.
Exactly.
That's the best.
There you go.
That's the best, ladies
It's a
and
little
gentlemen.
Easter egg for you for your scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. All right, so this is one of those movies that you just have to talk through
yeah.
the scenes because it's hilarious.
If you haven't seen this movie by now, what are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Come on.
But
I've seen this movie now.
Spoiler free, 8 out of 10 for sure. Would recommend, but we also love it. So you've got our stamp of approval there. Spoiler free, just like overarching story. If you don't know, like, what is this movie? What's it about? Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg are kind of like cops who have either A, been punished for not doing their jobs correctly, or are very nerdy and are just the accountants, and they keep seeing other cops get all the great arrests and all this stuff, and they just want to be good cops, basically. and an opportunity presents itself, and chaos ensues, and it ends up coinciding with a kind of longer con that's been happening with one of the crimes that one of them has been investigating for a while now, and they get in deeper than they think because they're pretty much new to everything, but it ends up kind of leading to some really fun results, and the reason that they're so new at being cops is kind of why it ends up working for them, because no one's taking them seriously. And then you sprinkle in Michael Keaton as their boss, Samuel Jackson and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as like the star cops.
Insane.
And then you've got a pretty fun cast here, and so
even they're like I don't know their names, but the two cops that are like kind of like always
I can
bullying them. One of them's from New Girl, or he did this before New Girl.
Damon Wayans Jr., who plays Coach in New Girl, and then Rob Riggle, who's like in 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, he's in a whole bunch of stuff.
Those movies. But yeah, so there's some good cameos in here, and it's solid. It's just solid all the way through. But
all the way around.
So good, and there's some smart. There's some intelligence to this film, unlike a lot of the other ones.
Well, I think some of the writing from Adam McKay, which I saw that name and I'm like, whoa, he did this movie?
Right.
I think he has. I mean, Don't Look Up recently, very I think controversial, but like he has a writing style that is unique. Like with Big Short, with I Didn't See Vice, but like he just has a unique writing style that's like he knows how to write intriguingly and smart, but also funny.
Yes. Yeah, and he's behind a lot of like really good things. Like, I mean, even as like a producer, like he'll work with Will Ferrell on a lot of things. Like he was producer even on like Holmes and Watson and some other like Will Ferrell, like Eurovision and things like that.
I don't know if we need to bring up Holmes and Watson, but
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like he's been with Will Ferrell at his worst, but he's also been with him at his best, and so
that's fair.
Daddy's Home too. Shout out to Jake.
Daddy's Home, Jake.
Produced by
your favorite movie of 20 whatever.
Adam McKay. So, but like also Anchorman and those other ones. Yeah. So there you go. All right, so let's get into spoilers.
Hey, it's your boy Mikey Mike and Nikki
Dirty
K.
Mike
Dirty
and
Mike
the
and the
boy.
boys.
And the LaCroix boy.
Oh, our new podcast name, Dirty Mike and the LaCroix boy.
Yes.
So spoilers.
Yeah, so this film definitely has a premise that is a bit of a reach.
Sure.
The whole premise is that there's these star cops who are just so good at their job. Samuel Jackson and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Dwayne E.D.
They're phenomenal. They're so good.
That opening action sequence is like actually good.
Yeah, there's this amazing action sequence, and you realize that the guy had like a joint on him, and so they've caused like millions of dollars of damage. And they're like, was it worth it for one minor like? It's like, I don't know. Ask the people of New York, the greatest city on earth, and everyone's
free
like,
hot dogs,
free
glizzies.
Yeah. New York's just like, hey, free hot dogs for life. Can't do drinks.
No drinks. No drinks. Can't do it.
And they, for some reason, just take their job so seriously to the point where they're chasing down criminals, and they get to the top of a building, and they truly believe that if they jump off the building, they'll somehow like get to run after the guys that have gotten to the ground with a zip line. And they literally jump off the building, and then they die. And you're just like, what? And
it's stuff like that it's like, oh.
Yeah,
I think it's dumb, but it brings
can't happen in like a dramatic movie.
Yeah,
and make sense in a plot, but in a comedy, it can't.
It brings stakes to it because it's like, oh, these people that are like these hotshots can die, and it's just like, oh, it's shocking, really.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, because you're sitting there watching them fall, and you're just like, surely something will.
Yeah.
Surely.
And it's just
just poof.
In for the bushes,
and it's like. You got the here goes my hero.
There goes my hero.
It's like, oh, let's go.
This is the most 2010s movie I've ever seen in my
phenomenal.
life. It's so like just encapsulated of like this is exactly 2010, and not to jump ahead a bit, but then they do like the "I'ma Be" song.
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
like, dude,
Black
this
Eyed
is
Peas.
Black Eyed Peas, baby, 2010.
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm in high school. Let's go.
Tom Brady's only like 50. Let's go. Like, this is awesome. Yeah, so that's basically what gets our boys to finally show up. But you find out that Will Ferrell is just a happy cop accountant. He loves just at 8 o'clock letting everyone know, like, hey, we're going to have a great day. Like, and Mark Wahlberg clearly has a chip on his shoulder.
He shot Derek
Jeter. Yeah, he got a little trigger happy and thought somebody was pulling a baseball bat on him at a Yankees game, and it turns out it was Derek Jeter just trying to warm up. And it's just like brilliant, like, little ways of writing these characters into things. It was a good little, like, setup for them.
Yeah.
But anyway, it starts to become kind of a pissing contest for, like, all the cops that are like, who's going to be the next hot shots. And so you have that other duo, and then you have them, and they really don't want to be a part of, or at least Will Ferrell doesn't want to be a part of it, but Mark Wahlberg's like, hey, like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
There's a really brilliant scene when they're at the funeral.
Oh, yes.
They're, like, fighting over who's going to be the next hot shot, and they want to do it respectfully.
Yeah.
So they're wrestling on the ground, but they're all whispering, like, hey, beat the shit out of him. Like, hey, kick his ass. Then, like, the wife of the deceased, like, hey, you know, like.
That's a great scene. I love the concept of, like, the whisper of, like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to beat you so hard. I'm going to get you. I'm going to give you. Oh, my condolences. Oh, yeah.
My condolences.
I'm going to go. Wow. And it's just like, oh, it's so funny.
And then Michael Keaton, this is kind of your first introduction of just, like, his character, but he's like, hey, everybody.
Yeah, when he comes in, like, hey, and it's just like, he's, like, yelling, but he's whispering. He's like, come on, what are you doing? Time to shake your dicks, like, pissing contest. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. Yes, that was so. Oh,
it's man. Just, it's so good.
Iconic.
It's so good. There's just some really good lines that. It's just so well written that you know that they wrote, like, hey, it would be really funny if Michael Keaton said this. How do we make a scene around him saying this?
Pretty much.
And they do just, it's a very smart way to set it up. And so, what were your preconceived notions of seeing a movie that had Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell in it?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I guess maybe my preconceived notion was I actually don't care for either of them too much. I know this is going to upset the Marky Mark boys in the room. Not a huge Mark Wahlberg fan. Still not a huge Mark Wahlberg fan.
What would you... I mean, I can't even think of... Besides The Departed...
Yeah, he's great in The Departed.
But he's hardly in The Departed.
Yeah.
Although, ironically, he's the only one that won an award for acting in it,
did he?
I think.
Yeah.
He had some cool lines, but, like... I have two other people in mind who I would put in front of him. Like, two really good. Yeah.
I just know he's kind of not a great guy. Marky
in real
Mark.
Life?
Yeah. So it's hard for me. I mean, like, in this movie, I think he's good and he's funny, but, like, I never gotten the appeal of, like, oh, Mark Wahlberg, I love him so much. But I think his character in this is good, where, like, I like that he knows ballet because he's just so angry that he's like, I'm going to make fun of him, so I'm going to learn ballet and then be really good at it, but also just to make fun of him. And, like, he learned how to, like, play some instrument or something, and, like, the harp or something. And, like, I just like his like, he's just, like, really good at something just out of spite.
To make fun of anyone that is actually good at it.
Yeah,
he's like, this guy's insane.
So I think this is probably, comedy-wise, the best movie I've seen him in. I'm not a big Daddy's Home 2 fan, or Daddy's Home 1 fan. I think maybe it's just like comedy isn't like my favorite genre. I mean, like I'm a funny guy. I just what can I say? But I think this though was like, it was fun. It was dumb, but not too dumb. But I'm not like, man, Mark Wahlberg's performance was standout. He was like amazing. Or Will Ferrell's like, you got to be really good to do all this, and it's just like, and I know comedy is hard to like timing wise and to do everything like that, but like
Right. No, this was definitely, the writing was so good that it couldn't fail.
Yeah, I agree. I think the writing is what's great here.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's what I was gonna mention, was like, it wasn't because these two were in the movie. It was because this movie was good.
Yes.
Like, it was destined to be good.
Yeah.
I don't think it was because these two particularly were in it.
Yeah.
I will say Will Ferrell is more important to this film than Mark Wahlberg.
I think so too, yeah.
I do think, like, Alan as a character is absolutely hilarious in that he is just a very secure, trying to be as vanilla toast of a man as possible, but turns out that he might have actually inadvertently been a pimp his entire life.
Yeah, he's like, he was a pimp, and then like all these women are just like attracted to him. And this like Mark Wahlberg was like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you?
Eva Mendes is his wife, and it's just like, it just doesn't make sense whenever Will Ferrell has anybody that's like just super, super attractive next to him. You're just like, dude, this is wild.
And then like he's like ragging on her, and she's like, oh, okay.
He's like, why did you wear that dress? Like, you look kind of shitty.
Yeah, you cooked like a dog, like a donkey's anus or something like that.
Yeah. It's just, oh man, it's just such a bizarre thing to see that it's great. It's perfectly believable and it's perfectly unbelievable, and it just creates this combination that just leads to just memorable scenes that wouldn't happen if it just wasn't very well written. Yeah.
Now, Nick, I don't have the answer to this question, but you posed it to me a few days ago.
Okay.
And it was, while watching this movie, I want you to think which one of us is Will Ferrell and which one of us is Marky Marky, the Funky Wahlberg Bunch. And you said those exact words.
This is a good question.
Yes.
I think I am Mark Wahlberg.
You think you're Mark Wahlberg? Okay.
And I believe you are Will Ferrell. I
Mia.
think Gator needs some new shoes.
Gator needs some new shoes.
Nobody messes with Gator. I just feel like, knowing you, you are very much I feel like if you were a mine, I feel like I could keep excavating for quite a while and I'll keep finding gold. You know what I mean?
Every once in a while, you'd be like, yeah, I was in college and like this girl was like...
I don't think that you were a pimp in your past, but you have enough like...
weirdness.
Things that...
There was something I said the other day that you're like...
I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah, there's something you found out the other day that I said and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And it just blew your mind. I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember either.
But it was something where I was like, wait, what? Wait.
Yeah, you're a cavern that I feel like I find these like little nuggets of just like, whoa, you did what? When? You did this, you're this. And so I just feel like that's Alan to a T, where it's like, you could say you're just like doing research as your job and just leave it at that, and people will be like, oh, that's pretty like normal to hear that, but there's just so much more to you than like what maybe people would see just based off of your vocation. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, that's very kind.
And I feel like
you're just a firecracker ready to go.
I feel like I'm a peacock who's ready to fly. Like I don't think I've ever learned something out of spite just to make fun of people, but I definitely feel like
I feel like you know a few ballet moves.
I did actually take dance classes growing up.
Are you sure you're not Will Ferrell? Because I just learned something new.
I was in a boys dance class
to men,
and we did a hip hop dance mashup to Ice Ice Baby and Can't Touch This. And then my dad was, I think, getting made fun of too much, and I believe I was asked to just like not dance anymore.
No, the career.
Yeah, so there could have been a new Vanilla Ice.
Could have been Nikki K. Ice, Nikki Ice.
vanilla H2O or something. I don't know.
Vanilla ice melted and became Nicky water.
And so
Wow,
that's me.
Are you sure you don't want to switch characters? Because that just blew my mind a little bit.
No, I'm fine. I also feel like I'm that guy who like struggles to believe things, and so like when he is asking Will Ferrell who Eva Mendes is, it's like, who is this? And he goes, this is my wife. He goes, no, seriously,
who is this?
Who is she? He's like, this is my old ball and chain.
Yeah,
He's
old
like,
ball and
no,
chain.
no, there's no way, dude. Like, no, seriously, who is she? I feel like I totally have done that, like, to people before.
Like,
not
no, seriously, but like,
not based off of like, no, I don't do that to like a husband and a wife.
Yeah.
Like, no, seriously, who is? But I feel like I'm definitely the like, what? No way. There's no way.
Yes,
like,
I think many times you're like, someone said something where it's like, oh yeah, I was the vice president of the United States. You're like, whoa, wait.
Hold on
a second.
Tell me the truth. So, how do you feel about that? Is that?
I think that makes sense. I think actually I was going through. I was like, I went more of like, I think my humor is more in line with the Will Ferrell character, where it's like we're kind of like the straight laced, kind of like the straight man, and he's like, oh, that's not funny at all. Like, what? I think, and then I think yours is more like the of the more Marky Mark.
Yeah. I love the line when they're trying to decide if Lindell Global is dangerous or not.
Yeah.
So Alan has a PowerPoint made, and he's like, Lindell Global is a multi-conglomerate, blah, blah, blah. And Mark Wahlberg, with that one sentence, goes, oh my God, this could be connected to everything.
Yeah.
Sex trafficking, drug cartels, the whole thing. And he goes, how did you get any of that from what you just watched?
I think that also sums up our characters pretty well.
Exactly.
Because people connect, like, dude, I just made this. I said one line.
Exactly.
Yeah, I would also be the guy to make a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation with voiceover and be like, yeah, I was just working with some editing softwares, no flex.
Yeah, the back face app or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You can scan somebody.
How that came back to be like, well, with his backface app, they figured out it was these people. I was like, oh, let's go. That was so stupid.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, oh, I didn't even see like that as a setup. And it comes back, and it's just like, oh, okay. So I think it is well written. It's funny. Like, it's just a funny movie.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's what keeps you coming back is there's some sketch comedy style stuff to it, but it knew what it was trying to do. There was going to be a story of a corrupt company. It was trying to have a message to it, which was, that these corporations sometimes can't be trusted when they're too big. But also it was trying to do commentary on like, don't just because the hot shots are the hot shots doesn't necessarily mean they're the best cops. And you find out that the best cops happen to be the two that just wanted to be the best cops and not the ones who were in it for the money and fame,
Yeah. I think I didn't really get the message until the credits. And I got like and it's, it's a message I agree with. Where it's like, there's some people that are just making too much, and like I'm a common man. I'm kind of like, gotta get the common man to like survive, and you don't need 6 yachts, it's like,
right.
I understand, you make the company, you whatever, but like you don't have to make $2 billion while someone's barely making money to feed their family.
Right.
So I just didn't really connect until the end credits, where it's like, here's all these numbers, and it's like, oh, the CEO makes 300 times more than your average whatever, and it's like all the bailout money, like a third of it went to executives.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's sorry, but that's bullshit.
Yeah.
And like that stuff like that really like angers me.
Sure.
Where it's like the people that really messed up get a golden parachute and are fine.
Right.
But then like the people that are like your everyday man that are just like trying to like make money to like have like a family get screwed over and get out of a job. Right. And it's just like that's like what I feel like he wanted to do, and that's why what turned into The Big Short for him.
Yes. This was Adam McKay, I think, starting to spread his wings a little bit and be like, I kind of want to do political commentary.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't see Will Ferrell in all of those movies.
Yes.
I think there was like a creative difference, and so like the movie itself is really smart and all that, but it's not trying to be fully a commentary on this.
Yes.
And then at the end, all of a sudden, it kind of flips that switch.
Yeah.
I think that's him kind of going, I kind of had a brainchild of like, this is what I want my next movies to look like. And then you get The Big Short, you get Vice, you get Don't Look Up, which are all those movies.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to tell a movie who is trying to tell you these things. And so, agreed. I think this was still very much in the wheelhouse of like a Will Ferrell movie, but it was at Adam McKay's origin of starting to kind of do a different creative. Because when you're doing Anchorman and Talladega Nights and those types of things, people are like, hey, people aren't going to really like, your commentary is not on NASCAR. You just use NASCAR as a
vehicle.
Quote, yeah.
Oh,
pun intended. You know, and this was him going like, I want something more. And so there is like,
I think there's a
history there too, where they kind of said that they did split up and kind of do their own things. And I wonder
like
if
recently
other guys,
after this, or
I think whenever The Big Short came out. I mean, I think there was something that happened, but they've clearly been somewhat.
They're still
a
fine,
team, somewhat, but I think that was him trying to be like, I kind of want to start doing some other things.
Yeah, that's
you know?
fair. I think that's totally fine. So it's just like,
we got the best of both worlds before it happened, I think.
I mean, not seeing all the movies, I think this was really good.
Yeah, because I do enjoy a lot of the Adam McKay movies that he made after this.
Yes.
But they were never as funny.
No.
As, because all of them are considered
comedies,
parody, documentary kind of things that are trying to be like sarcasm, cynicism, those types of things. But they're never as funny because their ultimate goal is to make sure you're informed.
Yes.
That people
it's
are
not
evil.
It's not a pure comedy.
Right.
It's more like a meta commentary on a certain subject.
And while they're far more interesting than this movie is, it's never going to be as funny as this movie was. No. And so I think, like I said, I feel like this was the best of both worlds, where you kind of got a little extra education and a little more smart writing, but
then you laughed at some silly jokes.
Yeah, Will Ferrell in there driving a Prius where a bunch of homeless men
I'm trying to get in there.
Crazy stuff, dude.
Hey, we're gonna go in this car. You want to go?
Yeah. Anyway, I love this movie.
Dirty Mike.
It's wild. Dirty Mike and the boys. Shout out to you guys.
Do you have a favorite line, a favorite scene? One day you return back to and be like, I gotta watch this movie for this moment.
Oh man, it's hard because it feels like you go back to watch it for that one scene and then you're like, oh man, oh wait, that next one's coming up. I think my favorite scene has to be the cop therapy session where they're talking about discharging their firearms.
Or like near the beginning?
Yeah. And there's a guy who's really into it, and he's like, we break into a house, there's 5 grams of, like coke in the corner, and I see the last drug dealer in front of me. I said, let's even the odds, and they throw me down a shotgun. I send one through his chest, and they're like, damn, I feel like I'm there. And like you can tell all of the cops
guys
are like,
yeah, this is awesome.
And the cops are kind of like, oh shit, you're like firing your gun, and it's like this kind of like serious moment of like, you shouldn't want to love this, obviously, but everyone's kind of like, listen, and they're like, what'd that make you feel like? And I think he either said, it depends on if you watch the unrated or the he says 2 different things. But there's this one line.
We might have some harsh language here.
No, it's fine. This one, at least in my favorite cut of the movie, so he shoots the guy and they're like, and how did that make you feel? Because it's therapy. He goes, like a Viagra pill with a face. And they're just like, oh man, I'm there.
Oh, I'm there. Let's go.
And then Mark Wahlberg shares his story.
And they're like,
Jeter, and they're just like, I lost 50 grand on that game. And they're just like shitting on him. And it's just this beautiful, like, it's very much like a Tropic Thunder moment for me.
Sure.
Where it's making fun of a very real thing and how, like, this probably exists to some degree.
Yeah.
and they do it in a funny way, but also like, hey, that's pretty wild. Like that, this has to be talked about too. And I just think it's a very smart scene, even though it's kind of glossed over because he says Viagra. So I just think it's hilarious.
No, I think there's merit to it where it's like, yes, you can make a joke on a serious thing, but also bring it up and be like, there is probably a culture in police where it's just like, get the bad guy, get the drugs, be done, and then like it's hard to talk about your actual like I failed, like and it made Mark Wahlberg feel isolated and alienated, so that set up the movie well. So like it's crazy how like the comedy turns into that where it is set up, it is character development where it's just like here's a funny story, but also like it means something.
Exactly. So like to me, this is why this one stands out as my favorite Will Ferrell movie, because it is dumb as hell, but it is so much smarter when it can be in these areas. Whereas when I think of Anchorman, Talladega Nights, and Step Brothers, that was really funny when they said that really hilarious line. It didn't make me feel anything, but it was funny. That was funny when he was really stupid and he did that thing, and then he got attacked by the bear or whatever.
Sure.
Talladega Nights, like, that's hilarious how he says that about NASCAR, but nothing's smart about it. Nothing is like actually having commentary on any of these things. I could be wrong with Talladega Nights. Maybe there's something more. There's like a meta narrative there. Sure. I don't think there really is that much. But this one kind of, it has it there for those who want it, but if you still just want a Will Ferrell movie, it gives you enough of that it bridges that gap into this like beautiful hybrid of smart comedy.
Yeah.
And so that's one of the scenes that really sticks out to me as it threading that needle.
Yeah, that's good.
There's also just an amazing scene where they have to go visit Will Ferrell's ex-girlfriend.
Yeah. Jeez.
And I mean, I'll just leave it at that. But it's just like, that's wild, dude. Like, I mean, the stuff they come, like, both of those exist in the same movie, and it's insane. It's insane. And and that guy is in Stranger Things, right?
Oh, he is?
He's the conspiracy journalist guy.
Yeah, okay.
And it's really hard to watch Stranger Things after watching the other guys and seeing him in that, because he's wild in this. Who wants an Arnie Palmy? Arnie Palmy alert.
Arnie Palmy!
You're honestly that guy if you're one of the characters.
Okay, look, I don't even know. Shut up. You shut your mouth.
Just the things he says. Arnie Palmy alert. That's so...
I will take the Arnie Palmy, but I will take nothing else about his character.
Oh, no, not the character. Yeah, sorry, I should say that. But he is hilarious. I love that guy.
I will say Arnie. Oh, dang it.
His tagline is the most Michael thing I've ever heard.
So I have a very difficult time saying Arnold
Palmer.
Arnold Palmer.
Is that what is that? Why is that?
I don't know. So Arnie Palmy is just easier.
That's
it's been a very recent thing, but I would say very much Nikki K.
Nikki K.
Oh yeah, the other things.
Arnie Palmy alert.
Arnie Palmy alert. So Arnold.
Whoa, that's wild.
Well, like, yeah.
I guess if you haven't said it a bunch,
I do though, because you had those like spiked things.
Aren't things.
And then I was like, Nick, do you want an Arnold Palmer?
It's like you're describing it through Google Translate. Would you like an Arnold Palmer?
Arnold Palmer. Arnold?
Can you say it twice in a row?
I don't know. I'm trying just to say it once.
Somebody help him, please.
Arnold Palmer.
All right, this episode's never going to end. If you keep trying to do this, it's hilarious. I'm sorry.
Arnold.
You sound from a different country every time.
Arnold Palmer. It's the Arnold Palmer. That's how I have to say it. Arnold Palmer. Arnold Palmer.
It's like it's forcing you to have an accent, but you're not trying to say an accent.
Arnold Palmer. Arnold
There you go.
Palmer.
Hey,
All right,
I'll count it. Whew. Anyway, do you have a epic scene?
Oh, the Arnie. Dang it. The Arnie
Besides that?
Palmies.
Yeah,
I don't know. I liked
the Amabi
I'ma be.
That was kinda cool.
I'ma be. And I liked
with
the
the still motion.
I liked that opening action sequence, honestly, with
Yep.
Dwayne G and Samuel J. You know.
The songs they sing in the bar are pretty good too. Where he gets together with just those old British.
Oh yeah, he
gentlemen.
turns around and is like, no, and just like goes back and is like, oh, time to go again. I do like the joke of like Michael Keaton saying like all those TLC lines.
Yes,
And he's like,
TLC references.
Yeah.
Amazing.
don't go chasing waterfalls, And
You have to know you're saying.
you have to know you're saying it, right?
Hey, I don't want
I
no
don't-
scrubs.
I don't know
It's like-
scrubs.
You can...
Hey,
No
Hey.
one says creep twice. Like you're saying TLC. It's like I do not know what you're talking about. That's another good one where you find out that he has a kid in college and it's so expensive that he has a second job and he works at Bed Bath.
Oh
and
yeah, he's
Beyond.
like, there's this guy and he's like, oh, he's a rapist. And, oh wait, never mind.
Yeah, he's like, there's serial rapists in something Heights. He's like,
Oh sorry, other job.
Oh, sorry, other job. Well, it's not important. Like walking pairs,
Yeah.
like or whatever. Just like, oh my god, this guy's insane. Anyway,
Uh,
Michael Keaton's a good one.
yeah, it's good. No, I really enjoyed it. I think it was a really fun movie. I would definitely be returning to it again.
Yeah, I would like to watch it with you.
Yeah. Do you own it? Oh, sorry. That was a sorry. Do I
Can
got
Michael say Arnold Palmer?
no.
Oh, then I mean, yes, I own it.
Arnold.
Don't even. You get so fresh. You're just like, damn it.
Arnold.
You sound like you're Arnold
Arnold.
Schwarzenegger at first.
Arnold.
Arnold I'll be back.
You say it.
Arnold.
Arnold.
That's more Sylvester Stallone.
Arnold.
Yo, Arnold.
This one's for you, Arnold Palmer.
That's pretty good, dude. That's pretty good.
Philadelphia, baby. Not enough of this Arnold Palmer. I just have to say it dumb. I have to say it something differently. Yeah. I'm done. I'm done.
All right.
Gotta end this.
Well, hey, that is a movie that we love. The Other Guys. It's a silly movie.
Yep.
One of the few actual like hard comedies that we've actually not hard, but pure comedy.
Yeah.
Movies
Just
that we've
comedy
described.
besides, obviously, Werewolf Within.
Werewolves in, yeah, that is true. That was a comedy, but I feel like that was like in the mystery genre
Yes, this
as
was
well.
just
But
comedy.
yeah, so yeah, but it's definitely one that we love. I'm glad that it is one that we love and not one that just one of us loves that we forced the other guy to watch.
Yeah,
That's how it started off.
other guys.
But now we're here,
Mm-hmm.
and we are in ourselves are the other guys.
That's right.
I feel like So
Yeah.
you may have heard this podcast about the other guys from other guys.
Yeah,
But now you've heard them from these guys, not us, united.
these guys united. Everyone drinking Arnold Palmer.
Yes, enjoy that. All right, see you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
You've just listened to Not Us United. You can find us under Not Us United on Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. Please leave us a review and consider subscribing to our podcast. You can reach out for future podcast topic suggestions at notusunitedpod@gmail.com.